We are the DFPN. Always question the answers.
No Gimmicks Podcast, and we bring it to you. Every time we turn live, man, you know it's the truth. Every after show, moving down, this the time to move around. No Gimmicks Podcast is going down. Every night, every time in the ring, this is the time for the No Gimmicks. No, we doing our thing. What's your state of mind? State of mind. Moving down the statement when we take the line. This is exactly wrestling the state design. When you see Stone Cold like me, with the stunner in the world, exactly, man, what we bring. Every night we move like Brock Lesnar, the F5, no gimmicks. We take you to your limit, what's the feeling? When we live in the air, you know we on, that's the time. Guarantee we move, you know how we respond. The state is mine, the state design when we feel it. Moving down, what's the healing? No gimmicks is the feeling.
Yo, what is up, people? Welcome back to the No Gimmicks Podcast here on the DFPN. We got a special guest tonight. You know this guy as my tag team partner over at the SmokePit. But tonight, he's willing to say that he is a wrestling fan, and he is joining us to talk about his experience during this WrestleMania season. Welcome, Mac, a.k.a. your boy. Welcome to No Gimmicks, bro.
What up, man? I appreciate you guys letting me jump on the show with y'all. I've been saying that since you guys started doing No Gimmicks, slightly listening, paying attention more to the storylines, what's going on. In a sense, I know we're going to talk about the WWE Unreal thing, but the way you guys were presenting stories that were coming up just based on knowing the business the way you guys do, and seeing it unfold, you get an appreciation of the business. And then you also see that, like most businesses, some decisions aren't the best, and you see the results of it. And Frank D keeping people honest and calling them out on bullshit. You know, I love the good cop, bad cop you guys got going on over here, man. It's an awesome thing. And like I said, you guys walked me through WrestleMania 39. We watched that one over in LA on the Patreon together. We watched 40, the whole complete the story thing, Bloodline at the top of the story. I mean, it was a good time to be a fan there. And then you roll into this Mania season with you know, after that, Elimination Chamber, like, yo, this story could probably be the next big thing. And you got what you got at Mania, right? So here we are. So I can't wait to talk about the shit with y'all.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Welcome. And my co-host, as always, D Vader. Welcome back. We're doing a quick turnaround this week. We did the Mania recap, and we're back on Wednesday. Welcome back, brother.
What's up, my guys? And remember, Mac, your first live experience with wrestling was the Royal Rumble.
23.
Yeah.
San Antonio with you guys here, man.
Yep. And we saw that angle play out in front of us when Sami Zayn finally took it to Roman Reigns in the Bloodline.
Bro.
So,
that pop was wild.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That pop was wild.
That was heat.
Yes, it was. So
I'm glad you finally came over to the other side.
Hell yeah.
I'm here.
So let's get into the show. Again, it's all WWE tonight. Let's talk about it. Let's jump into the show right now. I want to start in an unusual place because this is fresh on my brain and I just got to get it off my chest. WWE is coming out with a show called Unreal, where they take you through the ins and outs of everyday life backstage in the WWE. Gee, I wonder where the fuck we've heard this before.
I wonder.
Sounds really familiar.
You sure it's not an original idea by Triple H?
What was it? Did I don't know? Did a wrestling organization out in Jacksonville, Florida, come up with that concept to actually do it on a network? I mean, I know we've had shows like this before.
Yeah,
we had live wire back in the day.
Yes.
But this certain concept, I could swore there's another organization out there in Florida, Jacksonville.
Yep.
A couple of billionaires on it. I can't quite put my finger on what it's called though. I don't know.
Me neither. But it's like they granted you access to
behind
the
the curtain.
backstage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they give you all access.
Right.
Like, I don't know. But I can't figure out what organization it's called.
Slips my tongue. But I do remember that company and that show specifically got shat on by the wrestling community. It was making a mockery of the industry. It's exposing all the secrets. It's letting you in on the magic. Why are we doing this? Lo and behold, in the year of our Lord, 2025, WWE's doing the exact same thing. So my question is, how hypocritical is this shit? And should WWE be doing it? Now, I want to lead you with a precursor.
Okay.
Someone from that company came out with the statement and said, this is the future of the industry. This is where the industry is headed. We need to accept it. And with that, I want to hear from you, Mac, first, and then I'm gonna give the floor to D Vader.
There's a saying, flattery is imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery.
Yep.
Whatever it is, right? And that's all WWE is doing at this time. We were talking a little bit before the show. Triple H, to me, he was riding this high. At that point, people thought he could do no wrong. Since last Mania leading up to this Mania, like there's been, listening to you guys' show, you guys pointed out a few missteps that they took in a couple stories that could have been better. A couple missteps, like what happened with the women's triple threat match, which ended up being one of the better matches at Mania, but it didn't need to be all of that. Like the whole build up to it was not good. The fumbling of the Gunther and Jay thing wasn't good. So there's some missteps, and I don't know if this is a reactionary thing or if this is like could just be a money grab, like, hey, let's just try this and see what's going on. But to me, Frank, you were talking about a little bit before we went live, like the grand scheme of things, this should not be something that's getting such a major reaction. Like, how dare you guys do this? Because that was what AEW All Access was, right? Like, why are you guys giving away the sauce? You can't, like Frank said it, like if you were literally out here thinking that this was not happening behind the scenes as a legit fan of this business, several cards to several beachfront properties in Idaho is what we were going to give. This is just a medium so they can throw on Netflix. Netflix is probably throwing them a bag to give us something original, which is kind of weird. They're in bed with both Netflix and Peacock. I don't know how the contract stuff works out. Maybe you guys do, but to providing all this content over to Netflix, hopefully to, I don't know, boost the number of subscribers. I don't see anybody joining Netflix just to watch this show, but it's just, I just want to know what the Khan family is thinking about this when this was revealed and they saw this trailer. Like, what the fuck? What we just doing this shit? Why this cool now? What was that shit? It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just kind of odd, but at this point, the money machine that WWE is now acquiring all these other promotions coming up and stuff, like, I guess they just feel like they can't do any wrong, or maybe Triple H is just feeling like he's just too big to make any missteps.
We'll come back to that promotion stuff later. Yeah. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Frank D, the floor is yours.
Yeah, man. It's like we've seen programs like this before. As we say, we saw, Livewire back in the day. It was a call-in show where you get to call in and talk to Vince McMahon, or they used to run angles in there, like with when Paul Heyman from Connecticut called, So I remember Vince Russo, Big Venom, was on that show with Jim Cornette. So there's always been a way to, kind of blur the lines in the business. But I think why this is getting so much attention right now is because it's WWE that's embracing this. They have been so secretive about, letting people in on the business and keeping, try to keep kayfabe. And the issue I have with this is just simply because of the comments by one Triple H a few days ago, where he said that you have all these podcasters and you have all these old timers that do podcasts that are exposing the business and then talking about how there's no kayfabe in the business. Well, my guy, you literally have a fucking show called WWE Unreal. Okay. Mind you, wasn't your father-in-law the one who came out and basically kind of destroyed kayfabe when he told the New York Athletic State Commission he was tired of paying them and told them that wrestling essentially is a work? And he did that, and he pissed off Jim Crockett Promotions and AWA and everybody else because you just exposed the business as it's a work, and we all get along and we're all out there working together to create this illusion. And then you come out and say this shit, but then all of a sudden you have this show here where you are literally exposing the inner workings of WWE. It's different. I can understand where the hypocrisy comes into play because people say, oh, well, AEW did it first. Yeah, they did. But the hypocrisy is WWE's never done it. They're doing it now, but it's the WWE doing it. It's the bigger promotion with the bigger stars. So now you're going to really see all the failures that you see in the writing room. You're probably going to get to see people back there pitching this and pitching that and telling you, oh, we have nothing for you. Creative. We literally will fucking be there to see when they say, that's a good idea, but we're going to give it to somebody else. And creative has nothing for you. Where you at? Oh, I'm in catering because creative has nothing for me. I'm going to literally be Omos doing nothing, or Nia Jax doing nothing.
Yep.
This is what we're going to see here, and I honestly I hope it fucking fails.
Shout out to Carrie too. Carrie across that whole. This some old.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, it was.
that was great. That was one of the best work shoots I've ever seen. Yep. That was great. That was excellent. Now, will anything come from that? No.
You think he's cooked?
Nope.
No, he's just nothing.
Right where he's at, huh?
Here's the thing.
No, and nothing's gonna come from it because if it was, it would have happened on Raw. This happened before Raw.
This dude did this before Raw, and there was no mention of this on TV. You just saw Karrion Kross back there as he watched the New Day walk by. Gave him a nod. They nodded back at him, and that was it. There was nothing brought about this promo.
Nope.
Nobody essentially was talking about this promo, so that kind of tells me like a lot of people didn't see it. I'm not exactly sure like why this was done. I mean, if you wanted to make a statement now watch this, Mac. This is where we get into booking right quick.
Okay.
So if I'm writing the story, I see this promo. I'm Paul Heyman. I see this promo. I make this guy a Paul Heyman guy. I bring him into this Dangerous Alliance that we're building. I put him with Rollins and Brian Breaker. You bring Scarlett in here. You bring Karrion Kross. Drop Karrion, motherfucker. You kill a Cross again.
Yep.
That's what you do with this. You go on that momentum of that promo he cut because there was so much validity to it. Plus, okay, cool. Guess what? Here's something for the future. Listen up, WWE. I'm about to get really real with you. If you want to do something, you want to make some noise. Who did Killer Kross mention in that promo that he took advice from? One Goldberg, right? Goldberg wants a retirement match. Who would Goldberg go out there and do a good retirement match with, and somebody who would protect Goldberg and make Goldberg like $1 million? Killer Kross.
Yep.
Killer Kross, Goldberg. That's his retirement match.
I agree.
That's as real as real can get.
But they're not going to do that because if they,
no, of course they won't.
If they were going to do that, they'd have did it.
Of course.
If you really wanted to capitalize on it, have him start Monday Night Raw with the same energy that he left that shit with.
No, he should have cut that promo on Monday Night Raw.
Exactly.
Not on some damn internet shit that no one saw except us because we're a bunch of marks. But I'm talking about show the entire world, since we can drop F-bombs and stuff now when we want, because that's what they're doing, which is great to me. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about little Johnny sitting in the front row. His parents
They
say
know what it is. Parents
They
took
be
it.
doing that shit too.
Exactly. Shit, man. We used to, my school days, we used to cuss up a storm. But you basically what you do is you let this guy like just have it like it's like a situation that's just spontaneously just happened, like uninterrupted. Like what's he doing here?
Yep.
And he shoots. He does this promo in the ring. I don't know. Do this shit after like the John Cena promo. After anything happened, here comes Cross, but Cross ain't coming on the out. Cross coming from the crowd.
Yeah.
So give me like he did Scott Steiner from Survivor Series. Give me a fucking mic. That shit. Gets in there and fucking just cuts his promo, lays a smackdown, quote unquote, and says to that bald head, whoever, and fuck you. You go from there.
Yep.
That's when you have Cross go to the back. Triple H is standing right there, and they have an interaction.
Yep.
Oh.
And Cross go. That's how you do it, my guy. That's how you build some momentum for Killer Cross. Because why is Killer Cross not doing shit? The guy's been a catalyst for so many people's heel turns. Why are you not doing something with the guy? If you want, I mean, make him a cult leader or something. Give him the CM Punk Straight Edge Society shit or something. Just let the guy do something. Matter of fact, why isn't Killer Cross feuding with Punk?
There's a lot of questions, man. There's a lot of questions. But you got to keep in mind, this guy had a whole faction. They got released because they weren't really doing shit.
That faction was really good, though. Let's just be honest.
Honestly. But really that's what I'm saying. Like, they didn't have good shit for him. So
yeah,
he's pretty much damned if he does, damned if he don't. But speaking on this Unreal shit, one of the things you mentioned is the writers. So one interesting screenshot that came up was the card for WrestleMania 41 that they were going back and forth on. Right. So I'm gonna introduce Exhibit A. So this is the card. This is the card that they have for WrestleMania 41. But on this board that they had the WWE Championship was Cody Rhodes and John Cena, which ended up happening. Then you had two matches that they were debating, and it was one.
Wait. Hold on a second. I don't mean to cut you off, but I got a question real quick.
Go ahead.
Is this document here? Did they blur this on the show or something?
Yeah, they blurred it. They blurred it, but somebody actually read it.
So then it's really not Unreal then, because you're blurring shit.
Yeah, exactly. Unless they're gonna show the actual board.
Maybe it was in a trailer that they tried to blur it to make you want to tune into the fucking show to see the real shit.
I hope that's the case. Because knowing them, they'll probably hide shit.
Because if they tried to blur it and somebody was still able to translate it, like
yeah. But I'm sorry. So, go ahead, Mike.
So they were debating between a triple threat match, Roman Reigns, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, which ended up happening, and a World Heavyweight Championship match of CM Punk, Seth Rollins versus Gunther, which means Jey Uso wasn't meant to win the Royal Rumble. He just ended up winning.
Yeah.
And then you had the Women's World Women's World Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair, which didn't happen. Then you had a WWE Women's Championship. This is an interesting one because the Women's Championship was supposed to be Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax. That match did not happen.
Oh, so that means Nia would have been the champion.
Yes.
Jade would have
been the challenger. Yep.
So that means Jade would have possibly won the Rumble?
Possibly. And then challenged Nia for the championship. And she probably would have won at Mania, which would have been her crowning achievement.
I actually like the sound of that match.
I do too. Why we don't get this match, I don't know. Then we got Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, which we know Kevin Owens got hurt. They bring in Joe Hendry. Then Wyatt Six versus Judgment Day was actually a match pitched for this card. Women's tag, this is an interesting one too. Charlotte and Becky versus Io and Asuka. Which
that seems like a waste of talent to me.
unless one was going to turn on the other. And then we set up a feud between Charlotte and Becky, which
I ain't tuning in.
yeah.
Casual man here. I ain't tuning into that.
Where is Bailey on this anywhere?
Bailey is not on this card.
Damn, what is up with the disrespect for Bailey?
So she went on Chris Van Vliet, and she kind of alluded to it. So they taped her interview before she was cut out of WrestleMania, but she was like, by the time this comes out, and she didn't go any further. But I think she was alluding to, by the time this interview comes out, you'll know that I wasn't on WrestleMania, because she talked about her match on WrestleMania, but she didn't go into deep detail. She just basically put over Lyra. But she was like, by the time this comes out, and then she was talking about like how long she has on her contract, which she alluded to 1.5 years. But that interview and the fact that she's not on this card is noteworthy. But yeah, they disrespected the shit out of Bailey. So the rest of this card is AJ Styles versus Logan Paul happened. Bad Bunny versus Dom Mysterio. Braun Breaker versus Drew McIntyre. And then Rey Mysterio with the mystery versus Chad Gable, which ended up being
Rey Fenix.
Yep.
That was interesting. The Bad Bunny versus Dominic Mysterio. That didn't happen either. And it's almost like Travis Scott is taking Bad Bunny's spot.
Yeah. A lot of things on this card. This card is very interesting.
No, it is.
When was this card drafted?
They normally
before the Rumble. I'm thinking this card, like I'm because y'all black, but I'm thinking this card was drawn up honestly probably around December, January, because it's going right into the Rumble. Remember, the Rumble this year was in February, so this card might have been done in December, January, because we know Jade Cargill is going to be off TV for a while. Yep. She doesn't make her return until the Elimination Chamber,
right?
So that match was never going to happen. What's interesting. Let's see if I can zoom a bit. Cody Rhodes and John Cena was always planned. That was there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
that was solid.
Yeah, that's solid on that one. Jey Uso is not on here anywhere.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Jimmy Uso is not on this card as well.
Nope.
So you had no.
This
is the shit right here. This is what pisses me off. You claim that you guys have a plan. You don't have a fucking plan. Because if that's the case, then Jey Uso would be on it, because you're like, okay, this is the guy that we're pushing.
We're gonna go with
our
him.
next superstar. We're gonna go with him. So full of shit because he's not on here.
This card makes sense to me in the scheme of things that happened. Because we both were saying in January, the fact that Jey Uso won, and right after that, you don't have anything really planned for him. So you have him lose that Saturday night main event against Gunther. And then he's not on this board. You had no plan for him, but he wins the Royal Rumble. So what changed between Saturday night main event and the Royal Rumble that you ended up going with Jey Uso? And that build wasn't great until about 3 weeks ago. There's a lot of things on this card that's like, these builds are not great. Charlotte versus Tiffany, that build was not great because that was not the plan.
Yep.
Every bad build is like, it's like they just went with something that they thought would make more sense, but they didn't have a solid time to build to it.
It was just throwing ideas up there, because the fact that you got 2 triple threat matches up there containing 2 people in different ones, like, I think that's where Jay came in. They're like, well, we can't do both of these things. Jay has to be in one of these things, right?
Right.
And I'm glad that they kept the triple threat the way it was, because that was one of the what was that, main event night 1? That was epic with the Paul Heyman move. But then to just throw Jay in there, I mean, he's been getting pushed since forever, like what, half of last year or whatnot, leading into this. Like after that France entrance, I'm just like, I don't see how you turn this dude off at this point, you know.
Right. Right.
But like you said, he wins Rumble, and the gas, like they still yeet when he comes in, but like there was no build to that match. They tried to do something with the bleeding Jimmy and all that stuff, but it wasn't it. And to win Rumble and not be in the main event, which it has been the thing the whole time, you win Rumble, you get a main event. That's what it's been. And to win Rumble and be the opening match night one, you know, it wasn't a good look to me.
It's never happened before. Like,
is this the first time?
This is the first time where
it's the first time
the winner of the Rumble doesn't go to the main event of WrestleMania. Like I've never seen
that was
it before.
the first time.
That's crazy. And it's sorry, this tradition has what's that?
You the opening act. Like
yeah. Which has happened before. Which the World Title match has opened up before, but not the Royal Rumble.
Not the Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah,
right.
That's never happened. So that tells me right there, and they can say it all damn day long they want to. I don't give a shit. I can see it clearly on the screen. You don't consider this guy the main eventer. He's not. You gave him the title just to give it to him.
Right.
Fight
me on that shit.
So you guys,
that's what you saw.
You guys are looking at this, seeing that Jay was not an integral part of WrestleMania at all. Y'all know moving forward, like he ain't gonna hold this belt. That's what you guys are thinking.
Man. But look here. Let me put it like this to you, like this. Okay. So when Bret Hart went to WCW and got all this money, you know who one of the biggest haters was about Bret getting all that money? Was Hulk Hogan. Mm-hmm. Hogan says you got to have a certain. What's the rationale with this kind of an equation? You got to have drawing power. You got to say, like Hogan versus Andre, 93,000 people in the Superdome. Okay, whatever.
Yep.
Same thing with Jey Uso. And I'm a Jey Uso fan, but I'm just spitting facts here. Mm-hmm. What has Jey Uso done outside of the crowd reaction to get that spot? He didn't. It was, we have nobody else. We got to have a Samoan in the World Title. And we don't have anybody. We can't put Roman there because Roman's going to be busy with this. So who's the next one? Oh, shit, we got Jay over here. Somebody that we fucking jobbed out on Saturday night's main event against Gunther. We jobbed him out. So why all of a sudden now would you turn around and say, okay, we're going to now put this guy, put the rock on him? Should we? No. Transitional champion. That's what he's going to be. That's what it is. Because the World Heavyweight Championship, I'm sorry, doesn't mean shit. Congratulations, though, to Jey Uso on winning it. It doesn't mean nothing. It don't. Just like they tried to sell there and say the other day that the belt that John Cena has, well, that's the same belt that Bruno had. That's the same belt that Bob Backlund had. That's the same belt that Hogan had. No, it's not. It's not. You took the WWE title and you took what? What was it? The Universal title and the WWE title, and you put them together, and that's what made the Undisputed Championship. So the fuck are you talking about? That's a new lineage.
It is.
That's like saying the belt that Jey Uso has is a direct lineage to the WCW belt. No, it's not.
It's a new line.
WWE though.
They'll find a way. They'll get you to remember what they want you to remember.
Just like they said, we're not going to call him Seth freaking Rollins anymore. Now it's Seth freaking Rollins. Remember, we're professional wrestling. Remember that we are professional wrestling. The biggest event in sports entertainment. I'm like, y'all are so fucking like, you don't know what you want to be. You don't know if you want to be sports entertainment. You don't know if you want to be like, we're trying to stay loyal to Vince and say sports entertainment, but then we want to be professional wrestling, and you don't know. It's like you're cosplaying. You're cosplaying as AEW. Where the real wrestling is.
You gonna hurt some feelings. You gonna hurt some feelings.
With the real wrestling. Yeah.
Hey, I'm keeping it 1,000. They want to be sports entertainment. Be sports entertainment. Hey. AEW is professional wrestling. That's where the wrestlers are.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yep.
I mean, what was WCW? Where the big boys play, right? What was ECW? The Land of Extreme. Okay. AEW, where the real wrestlers wrestle. WWE, where we're sports entertainment today and professional wrestling tomorrow.
Agreed. But let's talk about this Mania.
Yeah.
So we did our recap show. Mac, you wanted to hop on, express your thoughts about WrestleMania. What did you think? What is your grade for this WrestleMania?
Overall, B.
Okay, fair.
You know, the star power of the main event night one. I Paul Heyman should be protected at all costs. They should never let this man go nowhere. You know, shout out to all three of them cats. They did a good thing, but the Paul Heyman, how he's tied to all three of them, well, the two of them. The minute he gave the chair, I knew a double cross was coming. I heard the show, your predictions. I just thought his loyalty to Roman was going to be there. But I do remember that one time Rollins hit him with that "now you owe me a favor" thing, and I was just like, "Oh, so here's that." But it was looking too good when Rollins' back was turned. He's like, "Look, my tribal chief, your revenge." I'm just like, bro, this feels. He gonna do the low blow, and he did it. And it is what it is. I'm excited to see where they go with that little faction that Frank D was kind of alluding to. Build your team up, Paul Heyman, do your thing. Paul Heyman's on his Demon Time tour. Saw him on Pat McAfee. My man was roasting Shannon Sharp and all this other, shout out Shannon. Hope everything work out for you, my boy. But, night one was good. Night two, like the main event for night two, like I was hella excited for it. You know what I'm saying? I noted the first match of night one, the triple threat with the women. I was like, man, if it wasn't for the main event, this was gonna be match of the night. Because I'm assuming they're gonna have something, bro. Yeah. Like y'all talk, bro. If Fiend came on, I'm like, Travis Scott is gonna come out just like he did Elimination Chamber, and then Abracadabra, the Rock's right behind him.
Yep,
bro. He came out there, took 10 minutes, walked out there, pump fake, gave a dap and everything. I'm like, any minute now, let the music come on.
Yep,
let the music. Like, if interference is going to happen for Cena to win this, I know it can't just be this motherfucker Travis Scott. And lo and behold, it was that motherfucker, just Travis Scott. Yep. And no Rock. That brought night two down drastically for me. I do appreciate belts actually switching. New champions, night one and I think night two as well. So that's always something good to me as a casual fan. People holding belts for a while, they switch it up only just to get it right back the next night, like Liv and Raquel and stuff. But
oh my god,
that's the that's neither here nor there.
Liv has become one of my favorites.
Liv,
yeah, mine 100%, too.
100%. I like her, like Dom winning. I was okay with that shit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get your shit, Dom. Like, he plays one of the best heels in the game. Liv also one of the best heels as well. Becky coming out, I wasn't a fan of that at all. I knew once they won, like, she's about to lose it again, and I didn't think it would be that quick.
Right.
I was like, why the fuck? But again,
you can say what you feel.
I was going to wait for y'all. I was going to wait for y'all to explain it to me, because I would have been like, man, this makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, no, it didn't make no fucking sense.
And explain it, I would have been like, all right, it makes sense then. But I just don't know. Like, it felt like one of the most sloppiest, and I'm rolling right into Raw after Mania, but like, it's a B overall, but compared to, like, you're being compared to your previous predecessors, like WrestleMania 40. I know y'all talked about the set and everything, not the best, but the matches, the main events for WrestleMania 40 were solid. Like some of the better main events. And then you have this last night 2 main event to bookend, put a button on your biggest event of the year, and it was a boring, to me, a boring night 2 main event to have Travis Scott come out. Like, where the fuck was The Rock? And I know we're going to talk about his appearance on Pat McAfee, but ball absolutely fucking dropped. You teased The Rock in Elimination Chamber. How many seats you think that added to the fucking to WrestleMania? Like people were just like, oh, I gotta be in this bitch now.
A lot.
Just like WrestleMania 39, when we thought The Rock was gonna pop up there, like all the motherfuckers in Los Angeles rolled up in there, and The Rock didn't show up. You know, same shit. You just keep throwing The Rock out there, like, hey, this motherfucker's back, and people like, oh shit, and Travis Scott comes out like, bro. First of all, Fiend, can we get that off the fucking air, bro? Like, there's other songs this nigga did, you know. But WrestleMania overall a B. Raw after Mania, I thought it was. Y'all can explain to me, is that usually the tone of Raw? Is it more story driven, Raw after Mania, than it is wrestling? Because I'm just like, my man Jay Uso was out there for 20 minutes talking, you know, doing this thing, not really doing much. The whole Gunther, you know, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee thing, taking up time that wrestling could be happening and stuff, you know. And, you know, shout out to EO and Stephanie going out there putting on that match only for it to not end up. And shout out to you, Kelvin, because I agree. You don't want either one to lose to kind of take away their momentum of what they got going on. So having that interruption happen. But Raw after Mania really like let me down. I was excited. I came home. You know, I was telling my kids, get the fuck away from me. Raw about to come on. I need to happen. And then that, and I'm just like, bro, I'm over this shit already. You know? So I can't wait to hear what y'all think about that shit, because I was in my house perturbed, motherfucker.
Well, let me tell you something right quick. So I don't know if you noticed or not, Mac, but Raw has never been a wrestling show. It's always been
story.
Always been a story promo driven show with some matches here or there. Triple H used to come out there back in the day, and I swear this guy would start off every Raw. Go back to the year 2000 when he was on top. Every Raw, 20-minute promo every week. If it wasn't him, it was a McMahon. And see, the thing is that we loved to see the promos when it was Austin versus McMahon. That was entertaining shit. They would do entertaining stuff written by Russo. They would do entertaining stuff, but then you'd have a match sprinkled here or there. WCW is where you're going to see majority of the wrestling, because you'd have the cruiserweights out there doing their thing on Nitro. You'd have the NWO out there cutting a promo, but majority of it was wrestling. Tag division was on fire. Harlem Heat, Public Enemy, Blue Bloods, always different cats. So you had a lot of variety. I would say you had more variety, honestly, on WCW Monday Nitro than you did on Raw. Raw has always been that show where it's like, if you want to watch wrestling, bro, you ain't gonna get it. They cut more promos. Like you have a 3-hour show on SmackDown, and you still can't get everybody on the damn show because you have all this other bullshit going on.
You're too story focused,
and nobody's over
that part. So the fact that you got EO versus Stephanie on Raw was good, because they did hit you with a little bit of surprise. But for a Raw after Mania,
Raw after Mania is usually more hyped than
it usually goes.
It's like these people. It's like these people now here that's in Raw here in the States, dude. It's like they're trying to cosplay as the international crowds that we got with the sing-alongs and all
They were doing that shit at Mania too.
You can't
trying to do the European chants.
Yeah, they were trying to do the European chants. They were doing that shit at Mania.
Roads, like, bro, like y'all
don't do it right.
Stop.
Yeah, no, it's like motherfuckers' rhythm is off, bro. Like
are we now buying? And listen, we've heard people sing songs before. It happened to ECW because they were using commercial music. We heard this back in the day,
right?
But where a lot of this sing along came along, it was in AEW. That's where all this shit came from. You know what I mean? So it's like people now, they're doing in WWE now. Like you're literally going and spending all the mortgage money to go to this damn show, or spending your rent money and to go to the show to go sing
karaoke.
Yeah, it's like this shit at home, bro. Like, come on.
Nah, that's a fact though. That's a fact.
Hey, did y'all see the guy when y'all were watching Raw? Did you see the guy in the crowd with the old WWF scratch logo shirt on?
Yeah, I did.
You saw? There was a dude right on the camera with a WWF scratch logo shirt on. It's from the Attitude Era. I'm surprised they didn't tell homeboy to turn his shirt out or give him a new
get the
shirt.
fuck off TV.
You gotta move. Yeah.
Yeah, because they be on that shit.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I'm surprised I missed that.
No, I saw
That's
it.
funny.
Yeah, see that shows you how much my ass was interested in the damn show. I'm looking at the crowd.
You see the crowd.
I can spot a WWF attitude shirt.
That's funny as shit. But yeah, that leads us to The Rock on McAfee. So
Jesus.
The Rock goes on Pat McAfee, basically throws Triple H under the bus. And he's saying, from what he's saying, he gave Cody and Cena the ball. He introduced Cena as the heel, as the final boss, and then said, "Hey, I'm going to back out of the way, let you guys do your thing." And then he said he would have finessed certain things differently. Didn't allude to what they were, but he said he would have done a lot of things differently. So my question, and I'll start with you, Frank D. Is this damage control? And how much do we need to believe what the fuck The Rock is saying? Because he did throw Triple H under the bus.
Well, here's the thing. Dwayne Johnson has literally become the new Hulk Hogan as far as
That
stories.
is so funny.
He's become that guy. Like you hear these things. You hear a lot of weird stuff about Dwayne Johnson, like the peeing in the bottles on the set. He wanted to take over DC when they were doing Black Adam. He brought that damn tequila up there, and he was trying to get his ass off to give him control when James Gunn and all them were coming in. Listen, does The Rock have merit in what he's saying? Yes. Look at WrestleMania last year. That actually felt like WrestleMania. It felt like a big deal because he was involved in it. They switched the plans. Do I think that he's happy that his match got taken away, the Roman Reigns match last year? No, he ain't happy about that. But he just goes with the flow. Does he still have an axe to grind against Triple H from shit that happened probably back in 1997? Yeah. Hell yeah, he does. You can't tell me, don't give me that bullshit of we're up here, smiling and we're all, listen, what did the great Scott Hall say at one time? It ain't show, it's show business, not show friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, bottom line of it is, to me, I think there's some heat there. I think Rock intentionally sank this shit because he don't like the dude, and he's on the board. And when he says he's the final boss, he is legitimately the final boss because he has Ari Emanuel in his fucking ear. He said that you guys were doing something. You were not selling enough tickets for the Elimination Chamber. Rock, we need your help to do this. We don't believe in Triple H and what he's doing. So can you please come save the day? Can you come help us, Rocky? Oh, I'll come out there and do something. Just like I came out there in October at Bad Blood in Atlanta. And I did the cutthroat. And I did the 1, 2, 3 and walked off. Nothing came of that either, remember?
Mm-hmm.
But then Solo's in the crowd talking about, it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. Bloodline, woo, it's all part of the plan. No, it wasn't. You're just playing the story. Whatever story it was. Yep. Now, who's to say that The Rock didn't have a story and then they didn't go with it? Now, you fast forward to this here. The Rock says, well, I wanted the focus to be on John and Cody. Motherfucker, you're the one who said I want to sell your soul to The Rock. Yep. I need your soul. Oh, I need your soul, baby. Yeah, I need your soul. You the one that said it, bruh. You were the catalyst of the heel turn. It was you. So the question still remains, John Cena, why did you sell your soul to The Rock? Did you sell your soul to the final boss? Why was Travis Scott out there? None of these questions got answered. And for him to listen, like I said, this dude didn't tweet about Mania. He didn't do shit about it. He let them fucking sink is what he did on purpose. Yep. So he can say, Nick Khan, who I'm real close friends with for many decades before we ever got into the business, I don't like that guy. I never have liked him. Okay. And I'm a Vince McMahon loyalist. Vince is the man who gave me everything I have in this world. I don't like him. I don't like the way he's doing his father-in-law. I don't like him. It's clear as day what's going on here. The politics, the behind-the-scenes shit. Very clear as day what's going on. He set this thing up to fail. For him to say he wanted to take the spotlight off of him when the whole story was about him. What are we talking about right now? Him.
You were the biggest player in this story.
You were the guy. That was you were the guy.
Yep.
So for you to say that you want to take it off of you and put it on them, and he said that John Cena turning heel and becoming champion 17, the 17th, win his 17th title, bruh. You were the catalyst for all this to happen. It all goes back to selling your soul. You wanted Cody to turn. Cody said no. Fine, John, can you do it?
He said something interesting in that interview too, which I have a theory. But Mac, what did you think about it?
Nah, I'm with Frank, man. Like you don't become the catalyst to one of the biggest 1A, 1B, number 2. I know you guys ranked it as I don't know where you got. I know it wasn't number 1 because Hogan at SummerSlam, obviously number 1. But that Cena turn at Elimination Chamber, I was like, yo, that was wild. Like I didn't see that coming, right? He was cheering Cody on. He was cussing out The Rock. Go fuck yourself. I was like, damn, the baby face out here with the F bombs, like fuck The Rock, right? And my man dapped him up. I saw The Rock hit with this, and then I saw that serious look on Cena. I was like, hell nah, and now I'm just like, now The Rock is cooking. He's gonna start a faction or get his, corporate Rock. He came out there with the vest, the chest out, the bell bottoms on, like the corporate Rock. I'm out here. I'm gonna recruit a team, and that's what I thought he was doing. And Travis can get the fuck up out of here, slapping Cody like that with the watch on it, bro. That shit was wild. Like Cody needed his lick back, and that lick back he got at WrestleMania was not enough. I'm like, bro, you really legit swole my eye up. And I hit you with this crossroads and you ain't even sell it. Like, bro, I'm fucking your ass up. But
yeah.
But
yep.
Nah, for him to get on Pat McAfee and then just like it was already a disappointment. Hearing him explain it disappointed me more. I was just like, come the fuck. Get y'all shit together. Like money is being printed. That could have been epic. You could have been there and did that. But to Frank's point, if his goal is to get Paul up the fuck up out of there because they got bad blood or whatnot, this is the type of shit you do. And I don't know if Triple H is out here trying to do this Unreal or whatever it is to let people know what the fuck's going on. I don't know if he's gonna talk about this shit. I don't know if they're gonna go back to talk about when The Rock got involved with the Cody and Cena thing, and then all of a sudden he don't show up to WrestleMania. That's what I want Paul to talk about. That's what I want Mr. LeBest.
Well, Paul is going to talk about what they let him talk about.
Right.
Because Paul doesn't have, and I said this on
he is not the boss.
I need this shit to be raw and unreal. That's what I
yeah.
Tell me what the fuck going on, bro.
Well,
y'all want to let me behind the curtain? Let me behind the motherfucking curtain.
You know what? You know what's funny? That's how I know it's not going to be like what you're thinking, because when the WWE Network launched, they said it was going to be uncensored, uncut, yet you're dubbing every fucking song on there.
Every song.
That's bullshit.
Like, what the fuck song is this?
Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit. But no, to your point here, I mean, Triple H, obviously, you don't have final say-so on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, just think about this for a minute, guys. The Rock is saying that Ari Emanuel, owner of TKO, that owns WWE, personally called him, said that we only sold 27,000 tickets. I really need to go to WrestleTix and find out how many tickets were actually sold for the Elimination Chamber. Because if Rock only sold 5 more seats for that pay-per-view, then you're full of shit. Because the way he's saying it is he saved the day. It was all about him. So the motherfucker says it's all about me, to then come back and say, I didn't want it to be about me. It's about them. Come on, bro.
Nah.
You basically you're doing this big. Think about this. You're doing this big angle. Okay, I got an even better one for y'all. Check this out. Bash of the Beach '96. We're gonna go back for a 2nd. Bash of the Beach '96. Hogan's heel turn. Imagine Hogan doing the heel turn, and then you never see him again.
You don't see him again. Exactly.
You never see it. They form the NWO, and you don't see Hogan no more.
It don't make sense.
He says, and Hogan will come out with some bullshit and say, well, you know, brother, when I thought about it, it just didn't work. You know, it doesn't work for me, brother. I took myself out because I wanted it to be about them, Hall and Nash, brother. It doesn't work for me, brother, at all.
Right.
You're going to start the NWO and just disappear.
Yeah, we're going to start the NWO and Hogan.
Exactly what he did.
That's what he did. Now, I got a question for you. I got a question for you, Black.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting because I was actually watching this today, and I want to hear your point. Worst finish. Matter of fact, I got 3 of them. Worst finish. WrestleMania 41, Cena, Cody Rhodes, Starrcade 97, Hogan, Sting, or WrestleMania 9, Bret Hart versus Yokozuna, Hogan coming in to win the championship.
Damn, those are 3 terrible ones. I still got to go Hogan, Sting. That is for the build that they did for that particular match. A year-long fucking build for that one match to end the way it did. I mean, that's all-time fumble. That is
you know what? I gotta go. That is an all-time fumble. I give you that, but I gotta go with this one here, WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 9?
Yeah.
Oh, this
WrestleMania
one.
41. Yeah, this one. Cena versus Cody. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna tell you why. Because there has been so much backlash with this shit.
It has been.
When this thing happened back then, we were just teenagers, bro.
Yeah.
So we didn't really know the business like that. We understand the business now, and we're seeing in the land of social media the ramifications of this shit here. And the fact that the ticket prices are out of control. The thing that gets me, my guy, is the amount of money.
That they
it's to the point where did you guys see the video of a fan talking to Randy Orton about the ticket prices?
Yeah, I saw it. I just saw that video before we came.
And he was like, "That's
even he
bullshit.
was like, what the fuck?"
Yeah. He said that's embarrassing.
Yeah, he was like, "What?"
He's like, "What are we doing?
What the hell is happening?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Money hungry TKO, but and that's the thing about it. Like even with the Sting and Hogan, debacle, they still went on. They still had to run.
Right.
WCW did. They didn't feel it just yet, even though it was a clusterfuck. This one here is different though. It's different because even though they had the long build with Sting and Hogan, all the parties were there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Rock took himself out of the equation, and it was built around him. And you don't mention him at all on TV. This entire build, they didn't mention The Rock at one time. Cena only mentioned him last week. He said The Rock. What you said to The Rock. He didn't say anything about I sold my soul. He didn't say anything about any of this shit. He just says
you never got an explanation.
We never got an explanation other than we've been in a very what did he say? Some kind of whatever bad relationship, whatever the fuck he said. A toxic relationship is what he said.
Yeah.
That's your excuse, bruh.
But that's what I was saying. But The Rock in this interview said something that was really revealing to me. He went through all this shit. So I had a theory based off of what he said in this interview. In this interview, he specifically name dropped Cody Rhodes turning heel. And he said in this interview, it didn't have to be now, but down the road, it could lead to big money with him turning heel. In which, connecting the dots, if you look at that board was still the plan. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes was still the plan. I believe The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes to turn heel. And
at Mania?
At Mania. I think he wanted him to turn heel.
Going into Mania.
At some point, Rock wanted Cody Rhodes to turn heel and was told no.
What would have been you mean like instead of Cena selling, it would have been
Cody.
Okay.
Which would have made more sense if they would have done this storyline. I've said this before. If they would have done this angle with The Rock and said, okay, at WrestleMania, we're going to find out who sells their soul.
Right.
Is it gonna? And you could have put it like this, dude. Okay, we could have did it like this. The John Cena comes out, doesn't win the Rumble, comes out, he wins the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
But he comes out and The Rock says, "John, I'm giving you the opportunity for you to sell your soul to me."
Yep.
And I just like, I know you're on your last run. I know you won number 17. You can sell your soul to me. At WrestleMania, they would did the whole thing. Right then, it was never going to be Cena turns itself.
It was going to be
Cody. Cody would turn at WrestleMania, and that's what we were talking about right now.
Yep.
The entire plan got fucked up. One of the big problems I see with this was moving the Royal Rumble from January to February.
Yep. That was the biggest issue. Yep. But not getting what he wanted probably took him out of the angle completely. He was like, I'll push you there, but I'm not gonna stay around. So remember, this is like WrestleMania, the third WrestleMania in a row. The Rock's not getting what he wants. Really, if you want to go back the past 5 years, because we all know, regardless of what the fuck anybody else says, the plan in 2020 was The Rock versus Roman Reigns. COVID fucked that up. So we didn't get The Rock versus Roman Reigns. And for the next 5 years, people have been wanting that match. Cody just so happened to come back in 2022, made that story about him wanting to win the championship. His dad never won, finished the story. That shit took precedence. But the plan that year was Rock and Roman. The Rock actually confirmed this shit on Pat McAfee's show. So The Rock's not getting what he wants then. WrestleMania 40 doesn't get what he wants then because we get the rematch of Cody and Roman. Cody finishes his story at 41. At 40. And at 41, obviously, he doesn't get what he wants. So he backs the fuck out. That's what I think happened. And if you go through what actually happened this year, The Rock was involved up until a certain point. And once he got uninvolved, you didn't hear shit else from him. And that was the Elimination Chamber.
So you're saying basically because Cody didn't want to go with the program, The Rock didn't feel it was worth his time.
Right.
Yeah, I can understand that. Says, okay, it's not worth my time. He doesn't, what he's telling you is, I don't believe in this story that we're about to tell here. That's what he's telling you. I don't believe, like he says, and I think he said John Cena isn't a heel, is what he said too, right? He said that?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah. Right. He says John Cena's he's not really acting like a heel.
Nope.
So
he's being John Cena.
He's just being John Cena. He's not feeling it.
Yep. And I'll say this: when they were on their European overseas, like leading up to Mania, the promos they were cutting were not it. Like I think Cena had one maybe where I was like, oh shit, he may be turning the crowd or whatnot, but just them talking and then walking away, like that wasn't really adding anything to it. The only thing that had me looking forward to Mania was The Rock possibly showing up. I think people who saw Elimination Chamber who were like, I don't know, and then The Rock had his interaction, boosted people like, yo, this Mania is about to be something. They keep dangling The Rock in front of motherfuckers to buy these motherfucking tickets. And I could tell when that shit went down, they heard the Travis Scott music. They're like, The Rock is coming out soon. At least after the match.
Yeah, in the building, people were like, oh shit, here we go. That's like, what they were saying. Any minute like,
now, the music or some pyro or some shit got to happen.
Yep.
And they went to credits, and then they talking about post-show Testator talking to. I'm just like, what? What is this? Like, this is the most sloppy ass shit. And then here come The Rock on Pat McAfee telling that his side of it, right? And I'm just the ball that was dropped. But I can understand if he's like, if I'm worth so much to this thing, I just want this, and y'all aren't gonna give me this. Triple H, you ain't putting me in the shit. You ain't helping me out, so fuck it. I ain't gonna be able to do it. And then it falls flat like it did, right. And now WWE is looking like they ain't got their shit together, So
and then it all falls back on one guy who's the chief content officer, Mr.
Yo, baby, Hall of Famer, the Hall of Famer
doesn't mention The Rock in his Hall of Fame speech.
Not once.
I mean, So
they petty as fuck over it.
The ultimate kick in the balls from The Rock though is him saying, "I didn't know Travis Scott was even going to be there." Like, bro, that shit alone.
That's how far of an afterthought Mania was for The Rock. Oh shit,
Like,
Travis Scott showed up. I forgot he was out.
I didn't even know he was going to be there. Like, god damn, really?
So that just shows you, basically, like, hey Travis, are you doing anything at the Elimination Chamber? You going to be in Toronto? Oh yeah, or yeah,
I can be.
Okay. Oh yeah,
come hang out.
Well, show up. Yeah. Come do that. What was it? Yeah, just come out. Just walk out with us. You'll be good. Yeah, just you come in the ring with me. Yeah, just come in the ring.
Well, you see the number of people in some of the older heads in the No Gimmicks group. Who the fuck is this guy walking out with the?
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying at the show. Like, who is this guy? Yeah. Did you see the fans when he got in the ring at Mania? They were like
everybody there was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?"
Who is this man?
Go away heat at best.
It was in the building. It was everybody was because at that point, like once he got to the ring, people knew The Rock wasn't coming. So people were like, "Man, fuck this shit. We don't want him. We don't want him there. Like, why is he here?" And then for somebody like 3 rows down, like audibly was like when he pulled the referee, that guy was like, "Fucking disqualify him." It's like, that's a fucking disqualification.
Can we go back to that? Like, how was that not? Who the fuck else was out there that could have pulled the ref out? Like when the ref got yanked out the ring and woke the fuck up, he was like, "How the fuck did I get out here?"
Yeah.
Bro, get your butt disqualification. Cody keeps the belt, keep this shit moving. But nah, that was I'm telling you, bro. I haven't even seen them other matches you were talking about, Frank, but this got to be like the biggest fumble.
We've seen other ones like a referee counting 3 and then that way he counted 2.
Yep.
But I'm just like the momentum this was built up to be like number 17 for John, and now I'm gonna mess up wrestling and all this other random shit, which I guess Randy his dude now. I don't know that's gonna be a whole thing, but yeah, I don't know. Like, is The Rock really trying to fumble the bag hard enough for WWE to where he can kind of slide in there and do his own shit?
Well, here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing, bro. He's already in there, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
He's already in there.
Yeah, no, he's already in there. That's the thing.
He needs enough reason.
He got his own people. Yeah, he has his own personal. Like he got Brian Gewirtz. That's his own personal writer over at $7. Yep. Like Rock probably has a whole team of people at $7 that he wants to have come in and write WWE television. Like he has a bigger vision there. You can't listen. You cannot tell me that there ain't some politics going on behind the scenes here with this shit.
It has to be. Has to be.
This dude blasted. The Rock blasted he blasted the entire roster that there are no bigger stars there other than himself, Cody, and Roman Reigns. That's what he said. That's your draws.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that tell you? So here's the thing. To you guys, we went through the entire bloodline experiment with Roman Reigns on top. Who did they make in that time frame? Nobody.
Nope.
That's facts.
No one.
That's
You fed all these guys to Roman Reigns and made no one.
Yep.
And you can't say you made Jay. Jay got over organically.
By himself.
Over because of people by himself. That's on him.
Solo,
fumbled Solo.
Wrong. Were they not trying to make Solo the next man?
They were trying to make him the next one, and then Jacob came in. Overshadows it.
Hey, watch out real quick, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm just like, bro, this is what, like, that's a good point. They invested so much in the bloodline thing, the finish the story thing. Like, it was 2 WrestleManias full of this shit. And then, hey, what about the rest of these cats? Oh shit, forgot about this.
Well, you know what, bro? We've seen this, but this isn't the first time this has happened with a faction being fed to people and nobody gets made. I'll go back to the NWO.
Yep.
Talk about this all the time.
Full of motherfuckers.
Who did the NWO make? Nobody. I mean, out of all these people, who do they make? Who got the big push over at WCW? I don't know. You could arguably say DDP was made, but that was since Macho Man. Macho Man handpicked to work with him. Hall and Nash helped him out. Hall and Nash helped DDP. They did that whole story. That was them helping Diamond Dallas Page. Goldberg. Not everybody. In an entire run of WCW, I can only name Goldberg and Diamond Dallas Page as the only ones they made.
That is a fact.
Damn.
So you look here, Roman Reigns, the bloodline story that they put so much into. Everybody got beat by Roman and couldn't fucking stop him. Who did they make? No one. You didn't make. I mean, Drew McIntyre got over on his own with the help of CM Punk.
Yeah, opposite bloodline. They didn't even help him. He pretty much went into business for himself with CM Punk.
Absolutely.
Punk helped him out.
What's that?
I said Punk. I think that whole angle with Punk kind of got.
Oh, that's what did it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what did it. Punk, the Royal Rumble, that spot where Punk got hurt, him and Drew. Listen, people say what the hell they want about CM Punk. CM Punk has stepped it up, so he's been back.
Yeah.
Punk is out there doing some real good shit here.
Yeah.
And Nick Khan say this guy is not toxic. I don't know where that comes from. He's not toxic. He's not a cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's out there. I mean, look at my guy. Look at what he's doing right now. Punk is in the main spot with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman crafted this. You think Paul Heyman isn't going to take care of Punk and take care of Roman Reigns here and Brian Breaker and Rollins? You're involved with the wise man, so you know it's going to be good. Why are they having the best angle on the whole damn show? Because Paul Heyman is the one writing the shit.
He's pulling the strings. Yep.
That's why. Paul Heyman, you know this. That's why this is actually good TV they're doing. Because now Roman and CM Punk, they have to come together. A common enemy here. And my God, Brian Breaker. Eventually when Brian Breaker turns on Seth Rollins, you know what's gonna happen. That guy's gonna be
big money.
It's gonna be big money.
Yep.
He's gonna be a superstar. Because that's what's eventually going to happen. Happens
But
all
to
the
your
time.
point, those 5 guys, like Paul Heyman, they connected to Paul Heyman. They're gonna be big. Yeah. They got a roster full of cats. Like what other stories can you develop? Like I think he can't focus on more than one major story at a time. That's the thing. Bloodline was taking over everything. Bloodline was popping up on casual podcast, people talking about Roman Reigns, Jay, the Usos, and all them cats, man, and all the other storylines that were going. Bro, as a casual fan, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I tuned into SmackDown like, where Roman Reigns and them at? What's going on with Sammy and the Usos? That was me.
Paul Heyman used to. Well, let me tell you something, Mac. Paul Heyman, if they give him the ball to do stuff, Paul Heyman actually can do a whole show. Paul Heyman used to run his own organization back in the ECW.
ECW.
Paul Heyman used to be the lead writer for SmackDown years ago.
When SmackDown was way better than Raw.
Yeah. That was Paul Heyman. So he can do it if they let him do it. But the problem is that you got a bunch of fucking dorks writing the show, and it shows. I mean, how do you have the New Day? You squander them. So they don't even get the reaction they used to get anymore, dude. When they first turned heel, when they had all that heat, they don't even get the reaction anymore. Like
people don't even care
because you put them out of sight. God,
you put them out of sight of mind. And hold on, I gotta bring this up right quick. What in the fucking blue balls fuck kind of music did they give Rusev on Monday? God damn, dude! Like what? I mean, seriously, this music hits. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you still employed?
The music hit. You're like, who the fuck? If the name Rusev didn't appear on the screen, like
exactly.
Who the fuck is this?
Who the hell is this motherfucker?
Like, man, y'all been copying all these AEW themes. Like, god damn, you couldn't copy the Redeemer. You couldn't.
Bro,
make
you can't just go into the fucking library and just get his old music.
Yes.
Like, damn.
Cats with the epidemic sound was just like, hey, cue this shit up.
I mean, Rusev is probably. I mean, he's back there. Rusev is probably back there, and they say, "Hey, we gotta do a song for you." Okay,
Yep.
I can't wait to hear it. It's like it's a remix. Oh, it's a remix to that one. You're gonna love it. Put this fucking bullshit on. Like, well, I swear to God, it's like the Bolsheviks coming to the ring or some shit, man. Like, fuck out of here. Like, what is it? Ludwig Borger coming out now? Damn.
Yep.
I mean, at least he was introduced back, man. He ran over, who was it? Otis.
He ran over Otis and Otis and Cesaro.
It was weird. It was
Who was the girl? Who was the girl on the mic? Who was the girl cutting the promo?
That's not Maxine.
It's Maxine.
Okay, bro. Like, it sounded so like
she was trying.
Script.
We're here in Las Vegas, right?
Reading the script, bro. That's it's like some well memorized shit before you come out there. Like, damn, bro. Like, so just have the damn cue cards in front of her. Had his fucking speaker in her, had the mic in her ear or whatever. Just like, okay, am I gonna say what now? Do I say Las Vegas now? Fuck.
So I mean, is that par for the course for Raw after Mania?
No.
Was that like the worst? Okay,
no.
Cool.
No, it's not the worst, but it's just like it's a different time. It's a different time, bro.
Hi. They were like, I'm looking at other wrestlers. You had this, Rusev was back, this, that, and the third. Eos got that, like, the Gunther Pat McAfee Cole thing. That was a banger episode. And I'm sitting here like, am I just jaded? Like, am I just not understanding what the fuck?
No, it's like it's like you listen, here's the thing, man. When they serve you plates full of shit every fucking Monday, you just start liking the shit in. You like the corn and everything else in the motherfucker.
Yeah, when you get a little when you get a little tasty treat, you be like, oh, this is the best shit ever.
It's like it's like you're swimming in a damn pool and it's like, oh shit, there goes a sticker. Like like fuck, bro. That's Raw for you.
Yeah, it is though. There was a time when Raw after was almost as good, if not better, than WrestleMania the night before.
You know what it was? Raw. It was where this Raw after Mania really took off. I remember it's when the Fandango phenomenon happened, where everybody was doing his song. Remember that shit? When he was super over, that's when it really started. That Raw after Mania. So they've been trying to tout that. I'm like, but no, bro, it's not the same. Raw after Mania, it's not the same anymore. Or you don't even. It doesn't even feel like WrestleMania, bro. I'm telling you, the shit felt like Starrcade. And I'm talking about Starrcade '99.
I said that. I was like, it did. It felt like a big weekly show.
So it felt like Starrcade '99 or Starrcade 2000 when the company's about to go out of business.
God damn.
Just put something out there. Who back here not doing nothing? Get out there and do some shit. Yeah.
Hey, but I'll tell you, Triple H loves working on those entrances. That's the highlight for him. Talking about, I like what we do. Yeah. So when you come out there, hey Jacob, you're gonna put the wolf mask on, and you go. That's Triple H out there. Well, imagine him telling The Rock, hey Rocky, when you come out there, you remember to do all that, do that thing you do. And I'll take the water bottle and I'll, drink the water and, I'll spray myself. I'll do that. Did you see the other day when he did that on the stage and Bret Hart is just over there like,
oh, yeah. I think that was that night.
Hall of Fame.
The
Hall of Fame. Yeah, he's out there spitting the water.
Like,
Stone Cold and Bret Hart were not amused.
No. Stone Cold was so unamused he hit the barricade.
My man missed the whole ramp.
Yeah,
he was supposed to ramp up there.
My man was fucked up.
Listen, that is a speculatory situation there. I'm not going to comment on that. I don't know if the man was fucked up or not. All I know is that it was funny as hell when he hit that barricade.
I'm like, bro, that's enough laps round. He got off and talked to old girl and went in that ring. I'm like,
bro, hard right.
He tried to go and reverse that bitch. I'm like,
it's like
somebody's
like, That's like on an episode I saw Married with Children back in the day. Fucking Al Bunny driving the car. What's up? No brakes, no brakes. Like that's
What?
that's what it was.
Let me act like I'm gonna count everybody in here. Like, nah, nigga, we saw that shit, bro. Just get out the ring.
Fucking Nick
They
Khan,
did
as soon as it
forget-
happened too.
Get off the quad.
Nick Khan,
They
Nick
did
Khan going over there.
Fuck out.
Fucking, I was like, oh my god, are you okay? Oh, what's? Oh shit, are you okay?
Was that Stone Cold? Actually, my knee.
Yeah,
The barrier bumped my knee.
bro. If that shit would, if I was sitting there and that shit would happen, as soon as it happened, it would have been boom. I'm like, oh shit.
I'm in traction.
Exactly. I got whiplash. My neck, my back, my neck and my back.
My body.
Oh, I feel like I just got
I don't know what
stunned.
it is. It hurts.
Never experienced
Oh,
a pain
God.
like this in my life.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I just got stunned.
I don't know how I'm gonna work anymore.
Exactly. Then you'll have motherfuckers follow you
Oh,
around,
man.
talk about you in so much pain, but he was like, "Oh, well, we saw him out there mowing his lawn." So,
It'd be like the VA, baby, just
shit.
the way the shit hurt. I can't. do
Hey,
it.
but you know what's funny? You know what's funny about that though? So you got a guy, megastar like Stone Cold Steve Austin, who, for all intents and purposes, if it wasn't for him, they never would have got to the height that they did. Him and Vince McMahon. The best thing we got for you to do, Austin, we want you to come out there and read the attendance for us.
Oh,
Oh, you
Kiss
what?
my ass.
What? You want me to do what?
bro? The fact that his music got a louder pop than anything that happened that night.
I tell you.
Yeah.
He just coming out there to read cards.
Yep.
Ah,
Read cards and hit and runs.
123,000 people. I'm out. Give me some beers.
What?
Yeah. Middle finger. One.
Where's the rock
what?
at? What?
Two. What?
What?
I was like, please get out this ring. We get it. But,
Man,
Come
let's
on,
not
throw some
forget
seed
you
risers.
almost ejectocito into the front row, bro. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Chill.
Yeah, Steve, we gonna gotta get you. Hey, Steve, can you hear me in the headset? Get down in the ring.
bro, that shit was wild. Then he leaned over real quick. You cool, right? I'm out.
Yeah.
Take care of this for me.
Yeah. You alive, I ain't cool.
Give me this
Yeah.
motherfucking card.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, he was next on Inside Edition, the fan at WrestleMania that got hit by the quad. He was going so fast. I didn't think he was going to stop.
Oh shit.
I saw my life flash before my eyes.
With that being said, though,
What?
what's the next pay-per-view or PLE coming up?
It's going to be
Backlash.
from St. Louis. So that's
Mhm.
why you asked earlier about Randy Orton. That's why Randy Orton is there. His hometown, where he's going to job.
Yeah.
Now, Cena doing that countdown, do you like, because they already advertised, what is it? October, they're going to Australia. They're like Cena's last appearance. I'm just like, bro, like, I don't see him being on a card if he doesn't have the belt.
They're going to flesh out a lot of those dates. Like,
Yeah. And even he alluded to that shit. He was like, I don't have to do
I just
shit.
have to make appearances.
Yeah, appearances. You got 27 more of them.
Yeah, but how much of that was in character?
I don't know. Cena
See, a lot of that
made
shit's in, I don't think a lot of that shit's in character, bro.
Yeah.
Like he literally said that, and he says, get a real good picture, and hold the belt up. The last real champ is shit. You got taken over with RK. So, and my God, Cena, I give Cena credit, bro. Cena sells the hell out of moves.
yeah,
That man, you would think he was dead in that ring. He don't move.
At the
Yep.
fuck off.
Randy Orton was the perfect opponent though for Cena
Yeah.
because they have a history there.
the role
This is-
reversal too.
This is the role reversal. Yep, this is their Hogan versus Savage
Yep.
for the Ruthless Aggression era. And I can't wait to hear these two go back and forth on a mic. It's gonna be epic.
What do y'all see happening with Cody now? No belt.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that. I think he's gonna. I think Cody should go for I think Cody should go for a title. I think Cody would make a great United States champion.
That's wild.
Him and Jacob, he back with the bloodline, huh?
That's wild.
Back fighting the bloodline, huh?
I just think that I think Cody would make a great Intercontinental Champion too.
I do too, honestly.
To beef up those titles. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying
Yeah, no, I get what you're going at. I get what you're going
to
at.
build up a title.
Yeah, I get what you're going
because
for.
Cody doesn't have to be in the world title picture, but something tells me they're going to put him in the world title picture.
They will, because he wants to be in the world title picture.
So but Mac, you asked that question about Cody, and I'm just thought to myself of where does Cody go from here? Drew McIntyre.
Not a bad start.
Yeah.
I'll
keep him away from Jacob, because if you put him in a ring with Jacob, they're going to cheer Jacob.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
1,000%.
Absolutely.
They've already been exposed. Those fickle fans have already been exposed.
Bro,
even how they truly feel about Cody Rhodes.
Oh yeah.
Even IC, because Dom, they cheered for Dom.
Did you guys hear about the roast of WrestleMania? The comments
heard about it. I haven't watched it yet.
Nia Jax made.
About who?
Nia Jax basically said that Charlotte Flair and something about Charlotte Flair shouldn't be getting the push that she's getting. And that Cody Rhodes is basically Cody is fake.
And she ain't the first person to say that.
Say he's fake. That's what she said. And I don't know if Nia had a couple of drinks and she was a little tipsy, but when you're tipsy, you tell the truth.
Yep.
She ain't even say it.
She ain't the first person to say that.
Yeah.
She ain't even say it like a roast. She was like, "I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick."
Yeah. They said they said the roast was horrible to the point where I guess Triple H was there at the roast, and the guy made he made a joke about something. I forgot what it was. Joke. He made a joke about Logan Paul in the forest, finding the body in the forest.
Oh, the suicide forest.
Yeah.
YouTube.
The unalived body in the forest.
Yeah.
He found that, and Triple H said, "Okay, enough's enough. Show's over." So there probably won't be another roast to WrestleMania.
I mean, what did you expect? The motherfucker you picked is like known for saying some controversial shit.
Wall shit, yeah.
But what you expect?
Well, you shouldn't be dabbling around with dumb shit.
Yeah.
How about you just let these people do WrestleMania, let them go home, or let them relax at the hotel? Why do we got to? Oh, now we got to go to this shit too. So this is like at the Hall of Fame. This is so good. So like you see how I'm right now with these glasses on.
This motherfucker was knocked out,
bro. or like this. You sit up there like this, like. but I got the glasses. I'm fucking knocked out.
Bro, you know some heads was nodded in that movie.
Man, Booker T was in that bitch.
Was.
Hit that head nod around, see who saw you.
Hey, Booker T said that he was. This is what he said. He said he was praying.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we had somebody at my job too that was like this, and he said he was praying too. I said, "Oh, you was praying to the sleep guys because you was knocking the fuck out, bro."
Please.
Booker was knocked out. Becky Lynch's eye was like, I don't know, it was like one was closed, the other one was like this. So she's like, I'm like, dude. And Triple H out there, yeah, my daughter, she's got a doctorate and she's doing this, and the other one I got to mention. And,
wrap this shit up.
Who else am I? I know Sean's back there. He's gonna be upset with me because NXT's gonna start and he's still here. Anyway, so back in the day, Hall and Nash were here. Like,
let it go, my guy.
Nah, but he's telling them stories that half the motherfuckers already know them shits because they've been touring with you.
Well, a lot of them did. Like he made this whole story, bro. Like he did this whole story about his first time he rode with the Clique. And it was like he thought Sean Waltman was gonna die, X-Pac, because he had a little too much. And he says, at the end of the day, these are the guys I wanted to ride with.
This ain't a Hall of Fame speech book.
We don't care. We don't.
Which is so awkward. I'm like, if out of all the stories to tell, I don't know if I want to tell that story.
We thought this motherfucker was finna die.
Yeah,
enjoy your time here in Vegas.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now he's sober in Vegas.
Yeah.
I think I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him.
I'm just like, if I'm Sean Waltman, I'm like, bro, Do I really want that story out there? But of course, I'm just gonna be like, oh, yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody posted this. Listen to this. The Rock told us to sit back and enjoy the ride he was taking us on, but it turned out to be one of those rides your dad takes when he goes to the store for milk and never returns.
Wow. Wow.
Then you see him out with his family. He goes Pat McAfee be like, I could have been there,
Yeah.
but they didn't want me. Enjoy the wrestling. Like, oh.
I don't know what to say.
How come you don't want me? We are Will Smith, and he raw it off.
Oh man,
gotta put Uncle Phil in there.
Man, let's get into these final shots and thoughts, man. Good shit. Let's get into these final shots and thoughts. All right, man. Again, second show of the week. Good shit. Good shows from No Gimmicks, man. Mac, pleasure to have you on. Thank you for coming on. I know you consider yourself a casual, but you know, you've been riding for a while. So
no, I know there's levels to it, bro. Like when you guys talking, you're just like, remember 93 this, and you're like, yeah, man, and you remember match for match for match. I'm just like, I know I will never get there. You guys are the equivalent, like when anime fans be like, I've seen all of One Piece, you know, 1,000 shit. I know I'm never gonna get there. I'm like, I can't do that shit. So I know there's levels to it, but I appreciate you guys starting this show and being able to break it down to where people like me who like dabble in it from here and there can get enough of a grasp of it to kind of really get our teeth into it. So I appreciate you guys, man.
No problem, man. No problem. Anytime. Frank D.
I even bring up shit that Kelvin don't even fucking remember.
Yeah, sometimes
I've
I
seen
have
it
to
all.
jog my memory.
Yeah, I've seen it all. Like I'm really when it comes to the business, I am a savant. When it comes to wrestling,
Nah, really.
I've seen it all.
Yep.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're picking this up, like, go back and listen to previous episodes just randomly, and listen to when Frank just be like, "Hey, here's an idea you can do WWE," and he will explain the situation. You're like, "Yo, that shit sounds dope." And then
yep.
You see what
I think in my
has.
other life,
yeah,
I was a writer.
You see what Paul puts out there. You're just like, yeah, you should have just did what Frank said, bro.
Yeah. Well, you know,
all you have to do is hire him.
I appreciate that. You know, it just comes back to honestly just studying stuff. Like, I don't know, it's kind of like when I watch Star Wars too, bro. It's like I'm looking at something, I'm like, I can make that better. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think in my other life I was a big time Hollywood Asian. You know, no Diddy parties though, but I was a big Hollywood Asian. I was a big Hollywood writer, producer. I was one of those guys. You know, that's what I was in my previous life. Yeah, I was a showrunner. Yeah, I was running the show.
But nah, man, just appreciate you guys making some time for me to come on and chop it up with y'all. I had a great time.
Oh no, yeah. Listen, this was great. We gotta do this again sometime. And listen, man,
definitely.
you got a Peacock subscription. The best way, honestly, bro, to learn about the business is you got a whole fucking archive over there. It's WWE, yes, everything.
You know what I was thinking about doing?
Yeah,
this was over the like. I'm just after watching the end of that match, I'm like, there has to be a worse WrestleMania ending. There has to be a worse match in WrestleMania history. So I was gonna go back and watch all the WrestleManias and find the worst match of each WrestleMania and kind of rack and stack and see which one is the worst one.
I like that.
That's a good idea.
That's a lot of time.
That's it. Yeah, that's a lot of time.
A lot of time.
I can name one right now. I mean, crowd reaction was pretty. Was listen. You were talking about worst WrestleMania. Are you talking about worst WrestleMania or just worst WrestleMania match or worst finish?
Worst match WrestleMania.
Oh, WrestleMania 9, WrestleMania 9, Giant Gonzalez versus The Undertaker.
Oh, that's
that motherfucker had like the monkey suit on in that bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I made
yeah.
I made a mistake. We did a podcast the other day. We're talking about this. I said if a New Day came out, I don't know why I had Andre the Giant on my brain. It was a Giant Gonzalez. I meant to say Gonzalez.
I knew who
That's
you
the
were
guy
talking
that's,
about.
yeah, but I don't know because I went back on. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, Andre? You fucking moron! It was Giant Gonzalez. But yeah, that would be one to go look at. Let me think of another one right quick. Just real bad. Just damn, Undertaker had a lot of bad ones. And in the early days of the streak, he didn't have a lot to work with.
Oh, him and who?
Yo, wasn't there one where Santino was in like a women's like Royale or some shit?
See, that's why I stopped paying attention.
Because I was like, what is this nigga in this dress?
No, that was one. That was one.
That wasn't a Rumble. That was a WrestleMania.
That was a WrestleMania match.
Lord Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just gonna do that. Just like probably watch a few. Probably do a quick video, a quick recap of the match. Nothing too long. So yeah.
I would say,
Undertaker versus
honestly,
King Kong Bundy. That's
WrestleMania 11.
Yeah, that one. That was pretty shit.
Yeah, but honestly, Mac, like it's not very long. Seriously, go watch Taker Giant Gonzalez WrestleMania 9. Taker, Bruce Pritchard says Taker sometimes still won't talk to him because of that.
That's why his ass so grumpy on that damn show. He yelling at them kids.
Another Taker one. WrestleMania 15. Undertaker versus Big Boss Man, Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. That's a bad one too.
We just gotta do a podcast one day about the worst WrestleMania matches.
Yeah.
Because everything's coming out.
Let me get my research in first. And I can chop it up about that shit, man.
Yeah.
This was all originated by WrestleMania 41. So shout out to Paul for giving me that idea for that horrible ass WrestleMania 41.
You don't know what you're talking about.
We set all kinds of records.
We're gouging our fans over here. We're taking all their money.
We're buying all our competition.
Exactly.
Buying up AAA. And we got them.
They were
going to roll right in with Money in the Bank right after that shit. So
yeah, they weren't really competition, though, to be honest.
They weren't. Yeah.
Is that the promotion that Penta and Phoenix came from?
I think
they were champions for AAA. Yeah.
But didn't they work at one point for CMLL as well?
Yep.
Oh, he just looked at that like a pipeline, just talent.
So AEW and AAA had a partnership, and then they went with CMLL. So AAA got bought by WWE, but that partnership was everything that you're seeing from WWE right now. AEW has done in some form or fashion.
Oh, shout out to Paul, man. He's just like, we'll look at what they're doing and we'll just do it better,
Pretty much
on a grander scale, if you will.
Pretty much,
not better, obviously.
So, yep, that's what it is, man. But any other final shots?
No. We got Eat the Cake Anime doing a show tomorrow night, talking about our top 3 villains from anime. Friday, SmokePit, kind of we good for that. I know you got a lot of muscle, you got a lot of moves you making over there. So if we could get SmokePit in Friday.
Yeah, we good.
All right. And then Saturday, our team over at Awesome Zone, EJ and Jen and the rest of the crew doing our TT RPG live on Patreon. So tune into that. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday kind of weekend for your boy there. So busy 4 days coming up for me. That's what I got going on.
Yeah, man. Dope stuff. Make sure y'all go follow thedfpn.com. Stay in tune with all the podcasts. So, yeah, man. If y'all got nothing else, I got nothing else.
Let me do the line.
Yep.
There you go. That's what I came for.
Yeah, let me do the line. Hold on. Let me get my script. Okay,
He's doing his Maxine Dupree.
Don't forget, help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered. Okay, we like to see that. Also, your boy D Vader Frank D is going to be at ForceCon here in San Antonio, Texas. ForceCon, May the 4th. I'm going to be Darth Vader at ForceCon. You come out there and meet me from 12 to 1. I don't have the address. I'll have that next week. But yeah, I'm going to be playing Darth Vader, and we're actually going to have a girl there to be dressed as Ahsoka Tano. So we're going to do a little scene from Rebels with me and my Padawan. Yeah, so we got that going on. Once again, coming up shortly, right here on DFPN. Frank D is going to be doing the show with my guy, the Canadian Vader. We're going to be doing a cosplay podcast. We're going to be talking about the Rogue One Darth Vader costume and everything that went into that costume and why we in the Vader community call it the Hot Mess Vader. There's a reason why that is, okay? Literally, it's a Vader where he wasn't in the original script. He got added at the last minute. And do you have this part? Do you have a helmet? Do you got a codpiece? We're going to tell the entire story of how this whole thing came about.
Nice.
So we're working on it. I want to make sure it's good before we go out there because this dude that I'm talking about, my guy, the Canadian Vader, he's like me. Like, we just Vader on the brain 24/7. So other than that,
love it, bro.
I got nothing else. We're all doing big things here at DFPN. My guys here, the squad, Mac, aka your boy, the Black Mac over there, the fabulous one, Frankie D Vader. Oh yeah, Cash App, FDC 38. You know, and that's it.
All right. Well, guys, until next time, thank you for tuning in to the No Gimmicks. We're one episode closer to episode 100. So. Till then,
we're getting we're getting on there, aren't we?
What is this?
93, bro. 93.
Oh. What y'all doing for 100? Y'all don't know yet?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
It needs to be a celebration.
We're gonna probably convert Kelvin over to the dark side of the Force.
Good luck.
Oh shit.
Oh man. All right, y'all. Enjoy what you want to enjoy. Thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time, y'all be safe. Take care of each other. Peace.
And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmicks.